Hello everyone and welcome to round 12 of Race Club UK's TED Trax Tuesdays. My name is Gogs Brown in the commentary position this evening, and I'll be bringing to you all the action from this esports race on Assetto Corsa Competizione on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X. We're here tonight at Watkins, Glen, and we have two 35-minute races coming up ahead of this practice session, the final moment of the practice session we're watching just now. I've opened up the schedule for this evening on the top right of the screen so you can see what we have. We have a 5-minute qualifying session. It's one lap magic, one lap to set the best time you possibly can. That will set the grid for race 1, which is, I think we said, a 35-minute sprint race. Then we have another 5-minute qualifying one lap magic session to set the grid for race 2. You can also see in the middle of the screen just now your driver tracker that will show exactly where each driver is at any given moment, with their race number alongside the little coloured dot. The grey dots mean the drivers are on a hot lap, the blue dots mean they are on an out or invalid lap, and the yellow dots signify the driver has caused a yellow flag. Please ignore the ones in the pit lane, that is a known glitch. On the left hand side of the screen this evening, you'll get, as always, if you're new to this, I'll go through it with you, the driver tracker, the driver order. All the drivers there are represented by their numbers, their race car numbers. For example, Kevin Sween here in the number 17 Porsche. His number has a white background denoting he is a pro driver, with the ones in the grey backgrounds showing their Pro-Am drivers, such as Jürgen Lofström. There he is in the blue, dark blue and green BMW. He is a Pro-Am driver. And in the AM class, the red background drivers are in the AM class, such as Mark Cedric in the Pearl Honda. So at the business end of the season now, we only have this and one more race to go next time out at the Brickyard. But tonight we're here at Watkins Glen, one of my favourite circuits in Assetto Corsa Competizione and indeed the world, as we have some cars cutting the grass on the exit off the toe. Leading the Pro Class Championship is Dan Clegg. He's on 2551 points. Has only been 3 races where he's not chucked up a win. So I would expect he is the favourite for this evening. But the resurging Paul Alex in the Aston Martin has kept him honest and now moves up into second in the championship, with Richard Hall in third. A couple of DNFs for Carl Sween has demoted him down to fourth, with Dres Flores in the Mustang in fifth. Ben Godden sixth, Noor Farhar in seventh, Laz Rampensberger in eighth, Chris Clements ninth, and Jack Kraft in P10. My apologies, some technical issues there, but we're back again. The microphone is definitely going to stay working this week. In the Pro-Am Championship, Lee Watson currently leads just by 1 point from Chris Rowland, so the Pro-Am Championship really all up for grabs, all to play for. Matthias Metzger is third. He is on 2091 points. Patrick Herman in fourth. Jorgen Lofstrand, James Jernigan, Gregory Bellamancia, Tom Hockley, Duncan Hutchins and Michael Adenal are the top 10 in the Pro-Am Championship. And in the Am class, Andrea Demi still leads that one, but Johnny Clark, with a tremendous performance last time out at Bathurst, has brought himself right back into contention, and he is in second, with Mark Cedric in third, Chris Cook fourth, Jose Petiz fifth, Nico Archer in P6, and the rest of them are not currently in contention. But we'll keep an eye on how it all plays out, of course, in advance, in anticipation of our final stop this season. But right now we've got 26 seconds off the free practice session remaining, and we have got a couple of cars all within a couple of tenths of each other at the very top of the field. Only a couple of cars remaining out there. You can get the full practice session time in. Ben Godden in what can only be described as a very striking looking livery. That green and pink, that he's going to be easy to pick out off a crowd this evening, that is for sure. As Metzger rounds the final corner, checkered flag and yellow flag out as he crosses the line, and that signifies the end of free practice and the start of our first competitive action. Who is first out there? It is Ben Godden has been, sorry, no, that's not Ben Godden. Ben Godden's wearing the pink on the roof today. That is Dan Clegg, who's managed to get out right at the front, desperate of course to make sure he lays down his early marker. Of course means if he does make a mistake on the outlap, he can go again. But we'll need to jump on with someone to give us a lap off this spectacular circuit. Loads of people coming out now. It's quite a larger, one of the larger circuits here. Two cars side by side. And then Cedric flying over the curbs in turn 3, not a part of the track you really want to be doing that on. All battling for position with the Honda of Cedric there. Got Lamancia behind the other Honda. Jack Kraft is back this evening, looking to recover after the disastrous last time out at Bathurst. Rampensberger now leaves the pits. Drivers weaving, doing their best to get some temperature in the tyres as Dan Clegg crosses the line to start qualifying. Most drivers are now out there. He's got a couple of corners gap to the guys on their outlap. And the driver tracker has indeed broken. Everyone says it on an invalid lap, that is not the case. We've got a lot of traffic, a lot of cars building up here in this final section. It's Simon, Metzger, Cedric looking for a way round. And we're on board with Simon into turn 1. You can ride that inside curb really well and use all of the exit curb. It does not violate the track limits warnings in the game. Turn 2 and 3, up and down the roller coaster we go. Whee! Turn 4 is nothing more than an acceleration zone as Simon looks to put the foot down and prepare entry into the bus stop. Break up a 300-metre board and ride the curbs. Hop, skip and a jump over and through the bus stop. And this tricky corner, the understeer mountain, and then we go downhill into the newer long section. Late apex here, lots of grip on the exit. You can get the foot down really early and into the toe. It's named after how it looks on the track map, of course, the toe of a boot. Yellow flags out for car number 7. That's Watson who's done. As Simon now runs down to the heel. An early apex corner this time. Sometimes already been set on the top left of your screen. Keep an eye on that. That will tell you where the drivers are finishing their qualifying and where we'll be starting race 1. But now Simon exits. I've only got 2 corners to go. Very deceptively fast corner. He's got a Lexus in front of him. The final right-hander crosses over the pit lane, and you can run all the way out to the left-hand side of the track. Careful not to hit the wall on the exit and cross the line. Goes Simon into P3. It's a good lap. Here comes Bird round the second to last corner. Didn't see a lot from Bird in the last race or 2. But Bird and Godden now coming across the line. What can Bird do? Bird goes in. Oh, Ben Godden goes into P8. It's a good lap. Here comes Barros now across the line. He's got Rampensberger just tucked in behind him as well. What can Rampensberger do? He goes P7. And that's a pink missile into the tyre wall. Only a couple of drivers left out there now as the checker flag is out. Rollins, who's really been pushing for that Pro-Am Championship, goes into P9, takes the provisional pole spot. Carl Sween always late, one of the last ones to lap. He looked close to running over the inside curb there, but generally speaking, I think that's allowed around here. He's using all of the track. He's right up to the edge of the grass on the exit, on the entrance, sorry, to the second to last corner. Cuts across the pit lane, plants his right foot all the way to the wall and dances with it. What can Carl Sween do? He goes 4th, just pips his teammate by 2 milliseconds. So last driver out there is Bird. I think these guys have indeed completed their laps. No, it's not. Bird is the last driver out there. Over the exit curb, pinpoint the turn-in point. The grip. He finds so much grip on the exit off the final corner. And he comes across the line. Where does Bird go? Bird goes only P13. Only 13th for Bird. And that brings Q1 to an end. Let's run through then the provisional grid. The Ford Mustang of Dres Flores takes pole position by a whopping 2/10 off a second. It's not even a close one. But he manages to do it without taking a single fastest sector. That's very, very interesting. He just hooked it all up together. In second, starting alongside him, will be Hall in that Ferrari. I believe it's the first time they've been that high. Normally it's the Aston that is the lead piston breakers car. Fastest final sector for Hall, of course. No slouch. Half a tenth behind Jack Craft in the Ted Trax racing car, the Lamborghini. Carl Sween, as we watched there, in P4. Simon 5th. We've seen the onboard, so Simon with the fastest middle sector. They did look very planted as they took a hop, skip and a jump over the bus stop. Paul Alex in 6th. Dan Clegg all the way down there in P7, but still within 3/10 of a second. put that into perspective, that's the gap. Lando Norris out-qualified Verstappen at Zandvoort last weekend. So Clegg less than that gap behind the lead, only in P7. Such is the competition here. Rampensberger, who was incredible last time out at Bathurst, in P8. The Pink Panther missiled into the turn 1 barrier after they completed the lap to P9. Roland in provisional pole in the Pro-Am category will start on the back of row 5 in 10th place. Mark Bird's saying he is lagged out and cannot rejoin without qualifying is what the game's telling him. The Lexus was the fastest first sector. That's no surprise with the straight line speed of the Lexus. It is one of the fastest cars in a straight line, and that sector is mostly straight line. So that's interesting. Ben Godden down in 12th. Again, not a slow lap by any means, but such as the competition here on Tuesday nights, on TED Trax Tuesdays. Bird's been told he can't join without qualifying, but there he is, clear as day, qualified P13. We'll see if that's able to resolve itself. Herman 14th, Lofstrand 15th, Clark with the top time in AM class, 146.717. Hutchins, Metzger and Van Linter, the trio, very closely separated there. Andrea Demi second in AM, James Jarnigan in the other Lexus in 21st, Michael Adenal 22nd, Chris Cook, Frank Yossi in 24th and Cedric 25th. Gregory Bellamancia, Chris Clements and Lee Watson were not able to set a valid lap time. And their starting position is left in the hands of the qualifying sim racing gods. It looks like Bird has been able to rejoin, but look at this, he's had to rejoin from the back off the grid. That's absolutely heartbreaking for him in race 1. At least he'll get another chance, another bite at the cherry in race 2. As we await the formation lap for Flores to get us underway, there he goes, he's moving now. So while we're at a slow speed, let's look at the run down to turn 1. You brake somewhere between 300 and 200 metres. You can take multiple lines through here. The inside curb is nice and low. You can use it to hook you and sweep you round the corner, and you can run all the way out to the exit curb. On the exit is Rampensberger, is very likely going to show us here. Yeah, you can run all the way over there. So the turn 2, 3 and 4 are acceleration zones. This is riding the roller coaster, my favourite part of the track. Don't hit the curbs, they will unsettle the car and send you straight into the shadow realm. We've even got the NASCAR style netting on the sides there to prevent any major crashes. It can happen here. This pinch point is almost like a street circuit. Turn 4 again, acceleration zone. This curb you can hit, but why would you, as it will lower your speed onto the back straight. This is the view from Clark's Mustang. This is the long back straight. They'll get good speed here as they steel themselves for the entrance into the bus stop. You see the marker board on the left hand side of the screen. Brake somewhere between 400 and 300 for the bus stop. Popular overtaking attempt area, not a successful area. Hop, scut and a jump over the curbs. The driver who hits them right will find almost half a second. The driver who does not hit them right will find the wall. I don't know the name of this corner. It's now the corner with no name. The long right hand banked corner really eats the front left tyre, so that'll be something the drivers might need to be cautious of. This corner's very tricky. On the right hand side there's a little grey, we've just passed it I think. That there, that's the braking zone, that little grey drain. Late apex, lots of grip on the exit here, and the curb is flat enough on the exit to run over. Round the toe, early apex this time, and you can overtake here by taking a wider line. You want to hug the inside and power bit here, and then let the car drift over left as you get the power down. Uphill section, so exit is very, very important because the run down into the heel, as displayed by Metzger, is also an overtaking opportunity. You can brake somewhere just after the 200, I think it's a foot, 200 feet board. Early apex this time and let the car drift out wide. The end of this boot section is a late apex second gear corner. Easy to have the back end spin you round there. The penultimate corner doesn't really require a brake, it's a dab of a brake maybe, otherwise a lift off and tip the car in. Just clip the inside curb, don't hit it too hard. You can run over the exit curb, but watch the track limits on the far right of the screen. Final corner, cuts over the inside of the pit lane. If a car is going in the pits, you're going to have a problem. You need to watch your speed. And that wall on the exit, the bowline wall, has claimed many drivers in the past. As we await the start now of the penultimate round of Ted Trax Tuesdays. Flores on the left, Paul on the right. We are green, 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 and it's an incredible start by Carl Sweeney, who tries to go in between the two leaders. He's doing it, he's managing it, he's got himself on the racing line on the way to turn one, and he goes round the outside. Fantastic start from Sween. It's Flores who's still in second, with Hall in third, Kraft in fourth. Simon is challenging him, but that is Dan Clegg almost through. Dan Clegg's on the outside of the roller coaster section, and luckily nothing happens. On the way in, car 140 is in the wall on the exit of turn 2, and the Carl Sween's had a problem into the bus stop because Flores is back out in front now, and there's cars all over the track through the bus stop, mostly. Oh, Van Linter is in a massive smash into the wall. It almost hits the 140 car coming round the bus stop. So 2 casualties in the start of race 1. But it's Flores who's managed to retain position ahead of Carl Sween and Hall as they go now round the boot for the first time. And that's something that Flores will be happy to see again. Clear air in front of them. They've done so well this season. Action going on into the heel. This is Clark and Lofstrand battling for position. There is of course an overall championship at stake here as well. Hutchins looks to have just got himself in front of Herman and uses all off the track and more. That will be his first track limits warning. And we've got a car facing the wrong way on the way in the exit, and a huge smash. Car number 88 in that Lexus facing the wrong way, and another. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh, there's so many people's race out. There's yellow flags out there for a reason, guys. That was a huge smash, and that's really split the pack up into 2 sections now. But we've got action up at front because Paul Alex has went round the outside of Simon into the bus stop, and Kraft makes a mistake on the exit of the bus stop. Round the bank corner with no name, they go 2 positions and 2 corners for Paul Alex. And I'm going to have to take something to calm my nerves because that's an absolute carnage out there. With even Ben Godden, the usually stoic Ben Godden, sideways round the corner into the boot. Round the toe he goes. He is the pro meat in a pro-am sandwich just now. So Barros or Farher, whatever you want to call him. And the Pink Panther now. Kraft's not had the best lap, has he? And Dan Kleckner down into P8. Sideways, sliding round that corner. It's possible to do that. There's a lot of grip there on the exit. Now, Clegg needs to be cautious. He is ahead in the championship. He can afford to have a bad race, but with his championship rivals all ahead of him just now, he needs to be cautious. He can't allow them too much gap in front. Come round the roller coaster, incredible action shot there. Wagner thinks about it on the inside to the bus stop. He's not close enough on this occasion. But the thing about that BMW is it will just eat those curbs. And he'll get a good advantage on the McLaren coming out of there. Not close enough to make it though. Headset fell off my head, my apologies. A little bit further behind Ben Godden, still in that sandwich. He's still the meat in that Pro-Am sandwich. He'll be looking to move up. So up front, Carl Sween's now applying the pressure to the Mustang driver. The Mustang looks an absolute handful, but remember we have seen this season a trend with that Porsche. It's fell off, the rear tyres have fallen off, grip wise, not literally of course, in the dying stages round about the half-hour mark in these races, as the cars are now looking to rejoin the race. That's good, some cars looking to rejoin, but they're rejoining into the path of the leaders 2 laps down. Need to be cautious on the rejoin. This is on board the Porsche driver. He's got a toe, but the straight line speed of that Mustang, nearly clips the grass as he tries to break the toe. They both skip over the bus stop relatively easily. Godden's got past Rowlands now, so he's out of the sandwich, leaving 2 Pro-Am slices of bread to battle on the track now. Oh, that's Jack Kraft bouncing over the grass. Did some lawn mowing in the world's most expensive lawnmower. He's running in P6. Is he still in P6? Clegg and Rampensberger are now ahead of him. He's in P9. Is Jack Kraft. Stop go penalty for car number 7. That is Lee Watson, and he's the championship leader in Pro-Am. He's not having a good race 1 just now. That's going to impact his championship. Chris Cook now rejoining from the pits. I hope he hasn't had to, like last week, stop in the pits as he ran to the woods to go for a jobby. So yeah, no emergencies this week for Cook. Just damage, I'm being told. Well, no emergencies yet anyway. The only time will tell if he needs to run into the woods. There's a Cook shit. No, didn't say it, didn't say it. There's a Cook poo in the woods. Rampensburger and Clegg battling into the heel. Tries to go round the outside. Clegg gives him the space, or does he? Almost pushes him wide. Rampensburger sticking with him. We've seen these two battle very hard in Bathurst. Rampensburger will be looking to get some revenge after Clegg fired round the outside of him through the chase. Under the goal bowling barrier they go to start lap 6. That's how wide you can run. Rampensburger really using all of the available track. As they go round the roller coaster section now. Is he close enough to try anything? He's got a toe, but I don't think he's close enough, not on this lap. Definitely a lot closer than he was last time. Over the bus stop, Clegg gets very sideways. But keeps it under control, thankfully for him. So Hermson's still out of the race. He did take a lot of damage. Everyone else looks to have rejoined, so fair play to everyone who, after that massive crash on the end of lap 1, rejoining to complete the race and pick up their championship points. This is the closest battle on track just now. Herman is 0.4 behind Godin, but that one's not for position, that's in separate class. Got a second between Sween and Flores, but Sween is the fastest driver on track just now in that Grello Porsche. Both of them really pushing, you can see them both sideways on the exit of the penultimate corner. And Rampensburger's a lot closer this time. He's going to get a toe down the main straight. Shows his nose up the inside, thinks about a move. But he's maybe thinking, I'm going to get the toe through the roller coaster. Tries to position himself to get up the inside, but it's very tricky and dangerous to try it there. Clegg goes defensive, feels the need to. But Rampensburger now gets his front axle alongside. He's down the inside of the bus stop, puts the anchors out late, and there's a contact side by side. He's trying to run side by side through the bus stop. And then Clegg and Kraft both facing now the wrong way. Kraft, I think, is done. He's back in the pits. That's him for today, the Ted Trax racing car. That all went wrong as Dan Clegg now down in P12, 11? P11. He's down in P11. The driver track will take some time to update itself. After both cars ran through the bus stop, we mentioned that at the top of the stream. It's very difficult to run side by side through the bus stop. It's a popular area to attempt to overtake, not to complete one, and that one might end up with the stewards. A little bump off the wall, a little graze off the wall, shaving the side of the track. As Sween now applies the pressure again, he's now a lot closer than we've seen. Looking backwards from the Mustang. The Grello Porsche now tries to get a toe. The Mustang almost broke the toe there at the start, but you see the straight line speed. But just behind, that looked almost orchestrated from the Piston Breakers team as Alex is let past Hall, given the championship position and Dan Clegg's misfortune. That's probably the right choice by the team. Good teamwork there. Of course, anything happens to the two cars in front, That would put him in a position for a win, so that's a very good move from the grey and black cars there. Currently running 3rd and 4th. I'm going to have to get, oh, nearly a big spin from Herman on the exit off the toe. Round the boot he goes now. I'm going to have to get my sunglasses on or something for that livery of Ben Godwin. That is some bright colour scheme. Oh, that's Clegg really pushing, doing everything he can to make the distance up. Yellow flags out for car 140. That's Mark Cedric at the banked corner with no name. Up front, Sween is even closer now to that Mustang. But again, you just see the straight line speed off that muscle car. Just punches a hole in the air and the environment with its V8 engine. It's all moves and counter moves up at the front. The Mustang's strength and the Porsche's strength. Oh, very different. You can see the difference there. They've now been racing for 25 minutes. Sorry, 15 minutes, my apologies, good maths. And now the tyres will be not at their best. This is Van Linter, Franciosi looking for a move on the very heavily damaged BMW as they come round the bus stop. That's maybe a move there as the understeer from the BMW struggling with that damage. And again, this is the battle at the front. This time, Flores feels the need to go defensive, defending some fresh air from Carl Swain, but that was maybe not the wisest move. It's put him out of position and compromised on the run up the hill, round 2 and 3. And again, the Mustang just stretches its legs in the straightaway down towards the bus stop. A lot of curb being taken by the Porsche and through the first apex. Jarnigan now in. This is two fastest cars in a straight line. The Lexus and the Mustang. Jarnigan and Clark. So fast that Lexus, but it will not be very nice over those curbs, and you can see it four-wheel drift bouncing as it goes. So again, they're even closer now as they come round the toe up at the front. This is the battle for the lead, remember. Both of these guys got reason in the championship to fight. They're currently 4th and 5th each themselves, but obviously looking towards that overall championship position. They want to move up the order.
We are halfway through, keep it up.
Halfway point noted by the Italian Jeff engineer. Again, not close enough on this occasion. Speed runs all the way over that exit curve, really again maximising that straight line speed. But again, up the hill, the torque, the raw power, you can see it dances away. There's no way that Porsche can keep up with the Mustang in a straight line. You see under braking though, the difference, how quickly the Porsche closes the gap. So Herman has found his way back up to the bright pink. I'm going to go on board. Oh, arise. That's a very, very vivid image. Oh, mistake on the way in to the boot section by Herman. Managed to rescue it, thankfully. The leaders have navigated the back marker, but now that's brought Sween a little bit closer. He runs all the way over the curb, takes his tactical track cut. Maybe it was a mistake, he's back off a little bit. Maybe it was a mistake, as the Honda in the background, the lapped Honda, very courteously moves out of the way for the lapped traffic. Mistake on the exit of turn 1 from the Mustang. That you think that would actually help the exit speed, but it doesn't when you're all the way out there. It's very bumpy. But again, just Carl Sween's going to have to do something unique, something unexpected, I think, if he's to make a move on Flores, because it looks like the straight line speed off that Mustang is just too much for Sween to overcome. So Clark looks like he's just allowing the Porsche through the lapped Porsche. He's several laps down. There's no point in fighting that one. And Clark is currently leading the AM class. And that's the opposite of the battle at the front there. You've seen just how much the gap closed in the straight line between the Porsche. But again, Cooks ran wide on the way out of the bus stop. Where's he gone? He entered the shadow realm. Well, Cook obviously just trying his best to get to the finish without an emergency stop this evening. These two again looking very close. You see on the way in to the corner how much faster that Porsche is. Again, a light, gentle shave, a gentle touch, just Sween caressing the side of the wall. On the way out of the final corner, into the first corner again, he's so much closer, but the Porsche doesn't have the torque. Yellow flags out again for car 140, that Honda for Cedric not working well around here. Now he's a lot closer this time, is the Grello Porsche. You see how much faster they are, so this is the break they needed. Dan Clegg gets past the Porsche of Herman, not for position in class at least, that one, but another car out of the way, disposed of on Dan Clegg on his recovery drive. He has struggled a little bit in some of the shorter races this season, has Clegg. I say struggled, it's the races he's looked most vulnerable. Apart from Darlington, of course, where he put in a masterclass to win by over 40 seconds in a 35-minute race. That was eye-wateringly quick. But he's worked it out today, anyway. The Sween again looks a lot closer. These two now obviously on the final track limit warning as they both take very cautious lines, and this time Sween is right on the bumper. Going into the start-finish straight. It's not a long start-finish straight here. And again, Flores feels the need to defend some fresh air into turn 1. And Sween just keeps the back tyre on the circuit. Now he's a lot closer this time, which means the slipstream effect will be more pronounced. Again, you can already see the extra meters up the hill advantage that the Mustang has over the Porsche. He's a lot closer this time, but again, it's not enough. He does think about it. He teases the idea of a dive down the inside for us neutrals. Ever the showman. And of course, Paul Alex keeping these guys honest. The more they battle, the more that's going to bring Alex into the fray. And of course, we've seen the Porsche's tyres degrade. Is that even a word? Oh, he's alongside. He's got a good exit. Has Sween coming out of the toe into the boot. While we think about a move down the inside again, the uphill acceleration zone. Really the weakness of the Porsche. Does the Mustang think about... No, it doesn't. That's one of the corners you can stick a nose up the inside. He almost pushes now the Mustang through that corner, through the penultimate one they go now. Wide again from the Mustang. Need to watch yellow flags out of the bus stop for car number 99. But the battle here at the lead, as we have 10 minutes left of race 1. And now Sween again looks to take his tactical track cut. He's a lot closer this time, he really is. But now the Mustang knows it just generates a little bit of a safety net on the run into the bus stop. He didn't have to defend any fresh air. This is Ben Godin. Now on the back of his teammate. Will we see some team orders here? Well, from the Bet GT3 Team Slap Sabir. It's a brilliant fun, it really is. Be a mistake from Sween. The tyres now maybe, as discussed, beginning to go off. Yellow flag out at turn 1. That's Michael Adenau's had an issue through turn 1. But Paul Alex is now right in this battle for the lead. It's now a 3-horse race. And Simon has got himself ahead of Hall. A good pace from Simon. And the team orders have been instructed by Mattia Binotto. And orchestrated the swap between the team leading the Constructors' Championship. So it looks like Sweden might now be in a touch of trouble as his offense has to now switch to defense. The Aston Martin a lot quicker than the Porsche in a straight line. And that's something the American, I think they're both American actually, I need to double check that one. The Porsche driver will need to watch because he's had nobody behind him so far when attacking the Mustang in front. But now he needs to think, look not only ahead but in his mirrors as well. Seven minutes off the race remain. Flores leads, Sween leads Alex, Simon up into 4th, Hall in P5, Barros 6th, Rampensperger 7th, Dan Clegg 8th, Ben Godin 9th, Herman rounds out the top 10. Rollins, Lofstrand, Jarnigan, Clark, Bellamancia, Franciosi, Bird, who's now up into P17. Good recovery drive. Van Linter with the heavily damaged car. We've seen him struggle. One of the drivers involved in that lap 1 incident. Kraft as well, we've seen not had the best time today. Hutchings in the pits. What's happened to Hutchings, I wonder? Watson 21st. Metzger 22nd, and Clements, Demi, Adenauer, Cedric, Cook, and Hermsen. Of course, we've seen the car facing the... Oh! Flores just hit the wall of the roller coaster. He's been in the wall, and that's his lead gone. And of course, it's Paul Alex. We talked about it. We almost predicted it earlier on in the stream. But it's Paul Alex, second in the championship, taking full advantage of the bad race from Dan Clegg, looking to maximise that issue and really close the gap in the championship. Great team orders from the Piston Breakers drivers earlier on. It may have cost Hall a couple of positions, but in terms of championship, that might have been an inspired move. So what's going on just here? Van Linter, it's Frank Yossi moving out of the way. It looks like for drivers coming through there. Gordon and Herman getting past the slower lap runner there. I wonder, was there contact between the Mustang and Porsche? Because there's a bit of damage now on that Porsche. We've seen it sort of shave the exit barrier on the exit of the final turn a couple of times, but that wouldn't cause that level of damage. So I wonder if there's been contact between Flores and Sween. We said he would need to try something unexpected. Maybe it was very, very unexpected. But again, not an area I'd expect to see a car off track either. So we'll try and find out about that one in the intermission. Again, he's now struggling, this Flores. He's going to open the door for Simon and potentially a chance for Hall now. He is struggling, he's carrying a bit of front damage. It looks like the car does not want to turn in, even more than usual. A lot of screen time the Mustangs had this evening. It's not exactly an ugly car either, very pretty. It's not the night for Mark Cedric he was hoping for. And he nearly gets stuck on the exit curb. Potential move here. Herman thinks about the move. Simon's up into P3 now. That's the driver tracker now updated. So the Golden Mura team, second and third. As the Ferrari takes a very interesting line on the exit of turn 1. Perhaps a tactical one? Question. We are checking. The Mustang looking to perform a counter-attack, so Simon goes defensive. Good defence from Simon, the Ferrari behind, attacking that exit curb at the bus stop. 2 minutes 20 seconds to remain then in race 1. What an action-packed race we've had. Absolute chaos on the exit of the final corner on lap 1, with the Lexus facing the wrong way and cars just coming round at full speed, separating the field into two very distinct races. But up at the front it looks like potentially some controversy between Sween and Flores, resulting in Paul Alex taking the lead. A lot of these guys are all battling. Remember, Barros is still within touching distance. He's only 4 seconds behind. He might join this battle now as well. as this foursome reaches its... Nope.
Leaders on final lap now.
So, final lap begins for Paul Alex. 1 minute 16 remaining. It'll be one hell of a lap if he manages to get round there. Got some lap traffic in front of the leader though. It's not always the easiest to navigate. Heavily damaged BMW of Van Linter dawdling on the apex. It looks like, and Sween now feeling the pressure from his teammate Simon. Simon pulls it to the inside. He thinks better of it. Just wants to show his nose, let his teammate know that he is there. But will Sween, given the championship position he's in, want to move out of the way? Again, some slower lap traffic in front could spice this up. And now Simon's under pressure from Flores on the way into the boot section. I'm going to call that the tongue. It's kind of where the tongue goes off your shoe. Round the toe now. And these three battling hard. And Hall now, the driver, applying the pressure into the heel. The lap traffic just getting out of the way, but does compromise the Ferrari driver a tiny little bit. But Paul Alex coming round the final corner now, inspired move to swap positions earlier on in the race, and the checkered flag out for race 1 winner Paul Alex. Carl Sween comes home in P2 with Simon in third. Flores just holds off Hall in the end. Barros is going to cross the line in the Pink Panther in P6. Rampensberger in 7th. Dan Clegg in 7th. What's happened to Rampensberger? He's been in the wall earlier on and just holds off Ben Godden by 2/10. Herman finishes 10th position. Win for the Pro-Am class over Rollins. Lofstrand comes across the line now. He's going to finish in P12 with Jarnigan in the remaining Lexus 13th. Then it looks like it's going to be an AM class win for Johnny Clark in the Mustang. 14th on track, first in class. A while back to Bellamancia. And then the rest of lapped drivers still on the field. Nobody else, I don't think, is battling very hard. As the Pearl Honda crosses the line, and I'm expecting to see a huge smash from Cedric in the way into turn 1. No, we're not getting it. Thought we'd get some fun there. Watson crosses the line in 20th. Bellamancia in 16th, just behind. Watson obviously a lap down. As Metzger crosses the line now. Car number 10 is still out there on track. That is Van Linter. Now he's taken the checkered flag already, so I don't know what's going on there. Fancies a lap under the checkered flag. Now we've seen in F1 Academy a driver disqualified for doing that actually. Hopefully I won't see the same outcome here. So, outcome of race 1, win for Paul Alex. Lost controls there, we're back. Win for Paul Alex. Carl Sween in P2, Simon 3rd. Flores 4th, Hall 5th, Barros, Clegg up into 7th on the last lap. Looks like Rampensberger had taken a bite out of the wall somewhere. Ben Godden is in 9th, Herman 10th, win in Pro-Am, congratulations. Roland 2nd in Pro-Am, Lofstrand 3rd, Jarnigan 4th, Clark took the AM class win and 14th on track. Then we had Bella Mancia Bird from the back of the grid in P16. Frank Yossi 17th, Van Linter 18th, Kraft 19th, Watson 20th. Then we have Metzger, Clements, Demi, Adenal, Cook, Cedric who struggled this evening, Hutchins, Hermsen. Looks like they did not finish the race, or did not take the checkered flag at least. That's the end of race 1. We have another race coming up. So nice, we're doing it twice. Before that, we do have another 5-minute qualifying session where all the drivers will get another chance to change up the starting grid. Dan Clegg will be looking to find those 3 tenths to keep him out of the mid-pack. We've seen what can happen when you're in the middle of the pack. It can be a very treacherous place to be when you've got a championship on the line. Quick shout out, of course, to Ted Trax Racing. One of the reasons we're all here this season is, of course, thanks to Ted Trax Racing. The guys, they are a non-for-profit organisation helping young people get involved in motorsport at grassroots level. Many avenues, of course, to do that. One of the most popular, of course, is go-karting. They help youngsters get involved in various ways. You can check out all their good work on the usual social media feeds, the Facebooks, your Instagrams, that kind of thing. All shows all the good work that they do. But one of the other avenues, unexplored avenues, is the world of esports and sim racing. There is, of course, transferable skills, given the realism of the simulation we're using this evening. Assetto Corsa Competizione. And there is those transferable skills can be taken into the world of racing at a fraction of the cost, and of course none of the danger. So do check out the work Ted Trax Racing do as we await. We don't await very long as Paul Alex and Dan Clegg get qualifying 2 underway. Paul Alex wasting no time getting on the track. Hall is the 3rd car out there as well. Will they be looking to maybe stagger how quickly they all go out? It is 1 lap magic, but there's no need to go out immediately. You go out first, you can dictate your track position, make sure you get some clean air. However, the disadvantages of that is some drivers may choose to go out later and you may encounter them on your hot lap. Of course, they do have to get out of the way, but it doesn't always work out that way and they can put you off. So sometimes it's best to go late, just stay out of everyone's way and cross the line with a minute remaining, and you know that everyone else is going to be out of your way. There's no other distractions. So track a little bit warmer than it was for race 1. We're now at 31 degrees track temperature. Make the track nice and hot and sticky. So again, keep your eyes on the left hand side of the screen where you will see the drivers' times as they come in. You'll see where they go on the board, because yellow flags are actually car number 82 having a spin, it looks like. Alex has now started his hot lap, and Clegg behind him as well. Slow moving cars coming around there. Lofstrom starts his lap now as well. We're going to try and pick someone up. We're going to pick up the interior shot of Ben Godden so we don't have to look at the back of his car. Makes the apex very nicely for his run on to the start, finish straight. And starts his lap now. So again, pick your braking point into turn 1. 200 feet from the corner. Clips the apex very nicely. Leaves some time on the table, but again, it's one lap magic. You need to make sure you get the lap time in. Of course, you invalidate your lap, and that's it over for you. Round the roller coaster now on the long back straight on the run down to the bus stop. Again, pick your braking point. He's at just over 300 feet. Hop, skip, and a jump. Through there, round the corner with no name. It definitely has a name, I just don't know it. And braking point just at the drain on the right hand side. Bit of trail braking on the way in. Come off the throttle, let the grip pick up, and then plant the right foot. So again, keep an eye on the top left of your screen. Time's being set. And not the lap time that Dan Craig would have been looking for. Comes to the heel now, does Ben Godden. And what we're seeing here looks like a slow lap, but he's at every apex. It looks to be in complete control. He says as the back end gets squirmy. Second to last corner, it's all just in control. He's making sure he gets a time on the board. Metzger, of course, making sure he gets a time on the board, taking that mantra to extreme levels, but across the line comes Ben Godden, P6. They're set. Metzger set a time 16 seconds off the pace and still lapping. I hope he doesn't set a second lap, because that will wind up with him receiving a large penalty. Rampensberger now rounds the second to last corner. You can run that wide and keep the lap valid. That is allowed. Where does Rampensberger go? Is the checker flag now out? Rampensberger crosses the line in P5, gets himself ahead of Clegg. So Sween's still out there, as is Barros. Sween's going to be the next driver to cross the line. So let's see where the post driver ends up. Through the final corner he goes, again running all the way to that wall. And across the line, Sween takes pole position. It's a lockout for the Golden Muir boys. Now, that's interesting. Metzger's set 2 laps and went into P10, so that one might need to be investigated by the stewards. Adenau crosses the line and he'll be so pleased at the end of the season to see the back of that Honda. I know he's absolutely done with it. So Clark's not yet set a time, and neither is Hutchins, but Hutchins shown as in the pits. But Clark in the Mustang. What can they do? They were the race winner in AM class, so I'm expecting to see them round about mid-table here. Doesn't use all the track on the way out of the final corner, but puts himself 21st, that's third in class. Again, but he's kept himself in the position. He's only 4 places behind Andrea Demi. So that's what you need to do in one lap magic. Just keep yourself in the hunt. So Carl Sween takes pole position, Simon second, Paul Alex third, Hall fourth. So like Noah's Ark, first, second, third and fourth, if you look at the teams there. Flores in fifth, Rampensberger sixth, and then Clegg in P7. Kraft eighth, Clements ninth, Barros has joined the grid for race 2 and joined the YouTube. No, he's not. That's Patisse. I'm sure Barros won't be that offended. Metzger 11th, Herman 12th, Rollins 13th, Helmsen 14th, Godin 15th, Watson 16th, Jarnigan in P17, Demi in 18th, Lostrand 19th, Cook 20th, Clark 21st, Bellamancia 22nd, Bird all the way down there 23rd, Franciosi 24th, Van Linter 25th, Adenal 26th, Cedric 27th, and Hutchins did not set a time. So I wonder possibly if Metzger, maybe a glitch with the system when he came out the pit lane, did not register the lap as invalid. So his out lap looked like it counted there because his first sector is 15 seconds down. Only way you would do that is if you left the pit lane at the start of the race. Start of the qualifying session, sorry. So a minute 30 to go before Sween this time gets us underway. I'm going to use this opportunity to take a quick comfort break. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back.
Seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds.
Okay, we are back. Thank you very much for waiting for us there. Refresh on the old commentator's water bottle, and we are ready to go for race 2. Very hot this time out as well. That will not be doing the tyres any favours. 26 air temperature, 34 degrees track temperature. Weather forecast is not scheduled to change. We've got a dry, clear race 2 here at the Glen. Last time out, quick, if you're just joining us, of course, Paul Alex won the last race. Inspired decision by the piston breakers to swap drivers when they were both 4th and 5th. Sorry, 3rd and 4th. And then an issue between Sween and Flores allowed Alex to inherit the win. This time though, the Golden Mura boys have put themselves, the Porsches, in 1st and 2nd. Will Simon act as a rear gunner for Sween, or will he say caution to the wind and challenge for his first win this season? Only time will tell. Do not go anywhere. We have got an action-packed 35 minutes ahead. Same with Alex and Hall. Will Hall help defend from the very quick Ford Mustang behind? Or will that Ford Mustang's straight line speed mean that Hall has no answer and he's already passed before the braking zone into the bus stop? Dan Clegg, of course, got a challenge from P7 looking to come through the field. Will Hermsen survive lap 1? And what will happen in the other classes as well? Rollins, Metzger, Herman and Watson all battling for the Pro-Am Championship. Andrea Demi leads the AM class, but Cook and Clark have been absolutely flying as of late, closing that gap. Round 3 more corners off the formation lap to go as we now file into double file. That's just all now bunched up together. Hutchins now joins the back of the grid. So on the main straight now. Sween on the left, Seaman on the right, Alex and Hall in row 2, Flores and Ramensperger in P6. We are green, we're underway for race 2. It's not the best of start by the Piston Breakers team, but the Golden Mura boys are away 1 and 2. Hall's round the outside and all bets are off. And it's a great start for Dan Clegg, who's up the inside of Ramensperger and makes the move round into turn 2. Everyone else looks to have got round relatively well. Nope, I take that one back. There's a massive crash at the back of the grid. That is Bird and Franciosi, it looks like, in the wall. Not been the best of starts for those guys. Slow moving Lamborghini round the back turn with no name, and that's allowed Hermsen through. So Hermsen has at least survived so far. Simon is retained his P2, so it's as you were first and second. Alex is ahead of Hall as the driver tracker finally corrects itself, but Dan Clegg's got himself up into P6. But it's not over, but this little 3-car battle, and that's the Flying Eagles car of Metzger and Van Lint. That's the Lexus of Hermsen. Spoke too soon potentially about survival. Through lap 1. Oh, the BMW there looking a little bit out of control, but reins it in thankfully. This time the Lexus manages to get round the final corner, and that's a Lamborghini smashing into that final corner. Look at the car traffic behind. All kicking off down into turn 1. A side-by-side contact, that is Bella Mancia and Andrea Demi. Hutchins done okay at the start as well, now up into 22nd. And Ramensperger in the 51 car, not letting Dan Clegg pull away. What a difference a week can make. These two were battling at the front. These three were battling at the front last time out, and now they're down in P5. It's amazing how just the change in track layout can shake up the field. Yellow flag briefly showed there is yellow flag still out. It's car number 14. That's Roland's facing the wrong way. He's a spin. And again, the Honda flashing his lights, not happy with the rejoin of Roland's there. So as you were at the front five, keeping things very stoic. Ramensberger, Barros and Clements now Clements joining the action, almost pushing Barros round turn 1. Screaming, get out of my way. Ben Godden down there in P15, not had the best of starts. BMW versus BMW on the way into the bus stop. Godden moves to the inside, takes a lot of curb on the way in, and a lot of space, a lot of room given by the two BMW drivers, and respect shown. Godden moves up a position. So Clegg's moved a little bit of a gap, a little bit of daylight appearing between these four that were battling so heavily at the start of the race. Simon's closed the gap now to Sween, and we are again 2 by 2, Noah's Ark formation at the front. Simon and Sween pulled away a little bit from Alex and Hall. Sween gets so close to that wall, my heart skips a little beat every time he goes round that final corner. Lexus drivers had a lot to do. Not had a lot to do tonight. I spent most of the race 1 facing the wrong way and then in the pits. So he's currently lacking a little bit more tracting than the others around him. But we're about to see the straight line speed of the Lexus at play here. Look at it go. The BMW, of course, one of the faster cars as well in the straight line. Pulls it alongside, shows his nose but backs out of it. I know the Lexus is not as comfortable on the curbs or the brakes actually as some of the other cars, some of the other cars. Hutchings and Bellamancia, I've got Cook and Demi. So Cook's got ahead of Demi, and Demi's trying to battle back, but they'll be held up by the scrapping Pro-Am pair. Hutchings now looks to have put some distance between himself and Bellamancia as they go round the toe up the hill. There's the view from Andrea Demi's car. The thing is now, it looks like Cook's been held up by Bellamancia. They're side by side. This is the time that Demi needs. Just look for that pressure to get that lead back, that class lead back. Bellamancia in that Nissan looks like he's absolutely struggling. Not the easiest car to drive, of course. Gap at front then is 0.6 of a second. Then 2 seconds back was Paul Alex. Second further back is Hall. And Flores just keeping touch. Just like Ramensberger's doing to Dan Clegg. So we're almost 2 by 2 here, apart from Flores, who's bucking the trend. The Soul Mustang. Oh, Franchiose losing the rear coming out of the third last corner. Yellow flags out, of course, now. No overtaking until you're past the incident. And he'll need to wait a while before he's able to rejoin now. So Bird and Clark out there. Next up for the leaders, but look up at the front. Look how close it is between Sween and Simon. Simon tried to pull out there to try and make a move. He needs to be very careful. Huge accident would happen if he were there. Sween moves to defend late, but Simon's able to keep his foot in it. As they both come round the bus stop, compromised. They've now got a small gap. They can now open the taps and start fighting each other. Simon is the fastest car on track at the moment, with the fastest lap off the race. Rammensperger's dropped off a little bit to Dan Clegg, and Barros has fell back from this lot as well. Hermsen still on the rear of Clements. He really is doing an incredible job with that Lexus. It's not an easy car to drive. It's Bellamansi and Jarnigan. Jarnigan now almost throws it down the inside. Space has been left by the Nissan driver. Respect shown. But the one driver who has really been hampered by this is Andrea Demi. Cook is now dancing off into the distance. Hopefully he won't need to go for a woodland jobby. Up at the front then, Simon still. This is like a reverse then for Carl Sween, the reverse of what happened in race 1. Sween likes the back end to dance about a little bit there, but it's now causing a bit of oversteer as Simon again tries that line round the roller coaster. It's not one that normally works. He's had to pull out of the slipstream, and that's maybe impacted his top end speed into the bus stop. And again, Sween keeps the position. And now Flores feels the pressure from the championship leader. The view backwards there from Flores' Mustang. Staring back at the number 1 BMW. Just tense, isn't it? Just watching, waiting for something to happen between these two. This is the closest battle we have on track now in the dirty air, impacting Clegg round the second to last corner. That's going to give Flores a little bit of breathing space. Almost eradicated by the bump into the wall there. That's going to cause him some lasting damage as well. That's going to impact his aerodynamics, his grip through some of the corners, maybe increase the amount of wind resistance drag he has onto the main straight. Up at front again. This time there's a lapped car in the way as Simon gets the slipstream but manages to avoid. Sween managed to avoid losing the position. The Hall looked to be wide. Hall's hit the wall. coming out of the bus stop, and he's now rejoined behind Dan Clegg. So that's another position for these two. So Hall not able to be the rear gunner that Alex would have wanted. So that's through another mix, they're into the works. Baron, two McLarens now, coming closer and closer together. It looks like Hermson's got himself ahead of Clements, the Lexus. Straight line speed finally coming good. Jarnigan and Cook. Battle looked like Cook maybe let him pass potentially. That looked a little bit too easy. The door left wide open by Cook there. And Demi still being held up by Bellamancia. Bellamancia put in a defensive masterclass against the Ferrari driver just now. Simon looks very close coming through the bus stop, but this thing Sween just able to hold him off. And as before, Clegg was able to attack without any thought about what was going on behind him. Now he needs to be careful because Hall is looking very hungry. Car 140, that's Cedric, hit the wall on the exit of the final corner. Simon's got himself ahead. Simon ahead of Sween now, moved on around the toe as Sween's tyres began to go off already. Or will the tables now be turned? We've seen flashes of incredible speed from Simon all season long. Just struggle to put it together when it matters on race day. Car number 36. That's Michael Adenau in the other Honda. The Honda's really struggling all season. So Sween now in the position where he can apply the pressure. And speaking of pressure, the Mustang has ran wide. They're now side by side through turn 2. The Mustang sweeps in front of the Ferrari, nearly takes the front of the Ferrari's nose off. And the Mustang's having to get out of the throttle. And Clegg's got the defensive line all sorted out, it looks like, through the bus stop. And Clegg moves up into P4 now. Not over yet between this little pack, of course. And contact! Huge contact! Dan Clegg spinning around the track, holds his brakes, and Jack Kraft smashes into the side of Dan Clegg, and that will be his chance of a good finishing position. Completely removed. Jack Kraft sitting parked at the side of the track now as well. Not the situation, and that is the danger of being in the pack, but contact between the Mustang.
We are at the halfway mark, still a long way to go.
So halfway through the race, Simon leads Sween. Paul Alex is in P3 all on his own there. Hall now sits in P4. Ravensburger, I will get the name right eventually, in P5. It's only been a whole season, Gordon, come on. Barros in 6th, half a second behind as Ravensburger goes wide on the exit of 1. Again, these two need to be cautious because Hermsen in the Lexus on for a great finish. You can see he closes the gap so well on the straights, but it's just not a comfortable car to be in. That's a lapped car of Bird moving out of the way very respectfully round the outside of the back turn with no name. Again, it's a slow moving car around the outside and back marker moving out of the way the best they can. It's not easy to be a back marker around this track. There's a lot of corners sweep from one side to the other. One left hander, one right hander, so you always change, the racing line always changes from one side of the track to the other side, so it can be very tricky. As the Pink Panther decides to play hard, fast and loose with track limits. Tactical track limit potentially there as Barros shows his nose up the inside of one. But doesn't make the dive down the inside. As both McLarens really pushing the track limits to the what you call legal. As you were then for 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. So who have we got battling then just now? Who do we have fighting? Demi's fell off the back of Bellamancia now. Hutchins, I'm sure, was running very well as well, has been in the wall, it looks like. Some damage on Hutchins' McLaren. This is where the battle's currently at, though. We see some drivers taking some tactical approaches to that final second to last corner. On board with the Lexus, we'll really see the speed. Some cautious braking there by the Lexus driver. Oof! Very interesting line being chosen by Hermsen there. A lot of understeer in that car perhaps. And look at the difference, look at the straight line speed. Now that looked like a squeeze there by Barros. He did not leave the car's width. A bit naughty there from the Pink Panther. This is the battle for the lead then. Sween began to close up the gap now. These two out in front of the class of their own. Alex just keeping in touch again, 3.5 down, but enough, close enough that if anything were to happen, he is in a position to take advantage. And missed apex there from Simon. And again, Sween with a huge impact into the wall on the exit of the final corner. He's been pushing the limits with that, and that's probably as far as he dare go. That will now damage his car, and impact his handling, making it even harder to pass his fellow Porsche driver. Looks like Watson's got himself ahead of Lofstrand. Where is Dan Clegg? Dan Clegg's rejoined in P24 as he ported to the pit lane after his big massive accident. And he's shown as 16 seconds behind Van Linter, but he's 2 laps down on the leaders. Potential action in the Pro-Am category coming up. Bellamancia is just ahead of Hutchings. That Nissan's a quick car in a straight line, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. Let's see what Hutchings... Yeah, look at it go. Bellamancia has just put his right foot to the floor and just let that Japanese engine fly. You'll see the McLaren catch up throughout the rest of the lap. Up front then, they've got blue flags out for Frankie Osei, and he's not moved out of the way before turn 1, so is this the opportunity that Carl Sween has been waiting for? Frankie Osei moves out of the way on the exit of turn 1. And Sween will need to be careful, he's carrying a fair whack of damage. Sometimes that can help the car though, sometimes it just knocks some imbalance out of the car. He's got this tow, he's got the slipstream on the way down to the bus stop, but Simon's got the inside line, and that's the defensive high ground. That's where you want to be if you are defending, and it's been successful, at least on this occasion. Barros as well, playing with the same lines, defending from Ravensburger. Flores still running it in P8. Ben Gordon's done well by fighting his way back up to P11. We've seen him down a little bit further earlier on, but he's managed to fight his way back. And now Lofstrand's coming back at Watson. This is for the final podium spot in the Pro-Am class. Round the tongue, into the toe. You wonder what the hell I am talking about. The bottom section, the bottom right section of the track map looks like a boot or a shoe, and I'm just using that analogy for the corners as they approach the heel. Simon once again, lap 16 now, 8 minutes remaining, bigger gap this time. Still a slipstream effect, but not enough to put Sween in a position to attack. Even bigger gap there now, showing as between the two McLarens. Lofstrand hit the wall somewhere. So that's left Watson completely free. So Lofstrand's hit the wall. Given the damage on the car, probably the final corners where that's happened. To Lofstrand. Look at the damage on that. That'll be an absolutely horrible car to drive, as he nearly loses the car coming out of the bus stop. There's a hideous bump on the exit off the bus stop actually. It's so easy to unbalance the car and just have it spin around on you on the way out of there. Here we go again. Carl Sween and Matthew Simon. Really has been a great race for Simon tonight, actually. He's done so well this season, and every now and then there's an accident or a bump. He's been caught up in other people's incidents. Sometimes made an error himself, but he's been very good tonight, and he's been rewarded with good performances. He's having to fight hard for this one as Carl Sween again looks aggressive. Shows his nose up the inside, and a huge bump! We spoke about the bump earlier on, and that sent Simon flying into the wall. Huge accident from the Porsche driver. He's now down, he's rejoined in P3. He's not at all lost. It was only one that had bumped with the wall there, but he spun around about 800 times. I can imagine he's got it's lacking a lot of downforce, that car now. He'll struggle to hold on to third. And he's got a gaggle of cars behind looking to take advantage of that. That's released Carl Sween. It's struggling, isn't it? He's done. He's done it once again. He's been involved in a bump. It's that huge bump on the exit of the bus stop. We spoke about it the lap before, and Simon has come undone by it. Huge crash from the Frenchman. Ended his race prematurely. Or at least ended his chance of a good position. It looks like he's done for this evening as well. So, Flores on the back of Ravensburger now. And again battling just ahead as well with Barros and Hall. Piston breakers now moving to first and second. Dan Clegg down in the pits as well. Again, what's happened to Clegg tonight? This would be an absolute disastrous round for him. Barros looks to get very aggressive, and we've seen Barros close the door on the Mustang a couple of laps ago. He's now had it happen to him, and it's amazing what the wonderful law of karma will do. There's James Jarnigan. Very late defensive move there by Lofstrand, but keeps probably on the edge of what you would call fair. Now that BMW looks a handful to drive, and Jarnigan's got his work cut out because Race Club UK's resident Viking is not making the task easy for the Lexus driver. Have to follow him for a corner or two. Just figure out where he's weak, where he's strong, and pick off the car in front. I do like the Lexus. I wish it was easier to drive. I would definitely like to see more of them on the grid. Bumping over the curbs on the second to last corner. Such has been the action here at Watkins Glen. I have just noticed we're now 2 minutes and 25 seconds away from the end of the race as Jarnigan throws it down the inside, tips it in and takes the position. I think the straight line speed off the Lexus, the damage on the BMW, will see that position retained, I think. Yep, position retained, and that is a move complete then. Barros still ahead of Flores. Seen this battle here sort of swing in either direction. It looked like Hall that was under pressure, then it was Barros under pressure, then Ravensberger was really applying the heat to the back of the Mustang. Right now it looks like a very balanced battle. I look like Hall getting a little bit out of position, out of shape there, as they start their final lap. The tyres maybe just beginning to go off now. Definitely a little bit second hand. What's here? Hutchins is still on the back of Bellamancia. Bellamancia's got himself back, or stayed ahead rather. And Cook's disappeared, so Demi's inherited that lead. Chris Cook has disappeared. I mean, you can only imagine, given that he games at the back of a lorry, what he's had to do. Or maybe he's been disconnected, that's always an option as well. But Hutchins now almost pushing Bellamancia around the final corner. He's got a toe, but again, look at the speed of that Nissan. It's so quick in a straight line. We've seen that a lot recently, the straight line speed of a lot of cars. Really doing a lot to help defend. Car 103 is facing the wrong way. That's Bird again. Bird had managed to get back. Bird was last at one point, now 23rd.
Finished the race.
And it's a win for Carl Sween as he crosses the line. Paul Alex in second, Hall in third. We're going to stick with this battle here as Hall is going to take P3. Barros, Flores and Ravensberger come across the line now. We've got donuts being carried out by race winner Carl Sween. Herman takes the win in the Pro-Am category. And the bright pink Ben Gordon comes across the line in P10. Metzger's going to take second in class with Watson just holding on. Third from Jarnigan. Lofstrand is going to rescue the heavily damaged car. Frankie Osei is going to come across the line 24th there. Clark taking and confirming his second place in AM. This is the main battle we see on track just now. Bellamancia struggles and there's contact on the final second to last corner. Oh my goodness. That was an ambitious move by Hutchins, a very frustrated McLaren. He's not gained the advantage, but Demi has snuck through and took 15th on the road. Van Linter, we've not seen a lot of them this evening. But the barrier certainly has, as the front of that car heavily smashed up once again as Kev Van Linter crosses the line in 21st. Oh, what a race we've had this evening. Carl Sween takes the win, Paul Alex second, and Hall in P3. Barros fourth, Flores fifth, Ravensberger in P6, Hermsen in seventh, Clements eighth, Herman ninth, but taking the win in class. Ben Gordon 10th. Metzger 11th, Watson 12th, Jarnigan 13th, Lofstrand 14th, Demi 15th, Bellamancia 16th. Then Hutchins, Rollins, Adenal. Good strong performance from the Honda there, actually getting to the end. Not something the Honda's done well this season. Clark in at 20th, Van Linter 21st. Clark, people might be leaving the server, I'm going to just quickly double check the order here. Roland's 18th, Adenal 19th, Clark 20th, then Van Linter, Kraft. Simon didn't take the checkered flag, but is shown as 23rd with the fastest lap. Cook 24th, Frankie Osei 25th, Bird 26th, Cedric 27th, and Dan Clegg, championship leader, did not finish. That will open the championship wide open for our finale next week at the Brickyard, the legendary Indianapolis Motor Speedway. A unique track layout we have on Assetto Corsa Competizione, a cross between the MotoGP circuit and the IndyCar circuit, mixed with the old infield section of the F1 track, the old style F1 track, the infamous layout due to the Michelin Bridgestone tyre whatever. Not something we need to worry about here. But do not miss that one. That's next time out, 8:15 next week. Driver of the day then has to go to Paul Alex. Did not put a foot wrong in either race. I believe is fully deserved off driver of the day this evening. Honourable shout out has to go probably to Herman, the race winner in the silver class, the Pro-Am category as well. Great performance in both races from them. That's it from me, and that's it from Race Club UK's TED Trax Tuesdays. I will see you next time. Until next week, take care. Good night.